There have been countless television shows that have made bold attempts to break new ground through provocative storytelling. Each episode is an opportunity to not only stay true to the characters, but to maintain realism using the show as a reflection of real-life issues. And real life is rarely appropriate for primetime. Some episodes arouse controversy for their depiction of sexuality, violence, or racial insensitivity. Other episodes may have stirred up trouble with an unpopular story resolution. Here are the 10 most controversial TV episodes of all time. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sometimes an episode of a show is most controversial due to the recent events occurring in the country. The episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer entitled Earshot was a case of awful timing. The episode dealt with a school shooting and was set to air just a week after the mass shooting at Columbine High School. After fighting a demon with telepathic powers, Buffy accidentally contracts its ability to read minds. It's after Buffy hears someone's plan to kill everyone in school that things begin to get serious. Buffy sees class nerd Jonathan with a rifle in the clock tower and a fight ensues. Once Buffy explains that just because he's in pain doesn't mean he can kill everyone, she believes all is well at Sunnydale High School. He then explains he wasn't going up there to kill his classmates.
I came up here to kill myself.
The episode holds an emotional resonance, one that was just too soon after a real-life horrific event. The episode did eventually air in the fall, months later. Seinfeld. Seinfeld was never known for being a show about sensitive people. Jerry himself has said that the show has a philosophy of no hugging, no learning. Nearly 9 seasons of Seinfeld had aired before there was any major controversy. Episode 20 of the final season, called Puerto Rican Day, had some viewers riled. It wasn't just one thing that happened in the episode, but most of the episode. The episode featured the gang heading back to Manhattan from a Mets game when they reach a traffic jam caused by a Puerto Rican Day celebration. The major controversy, which caused angry letters and protests outside NBC headquarters, included the Puerto Rican stereotypes in the episode, and Kramer stating that the angry mob who destroys their car is how Puerto Rico is every day. The clincher for the controversy was Kramer inadvertently setting the flag of Puerto Rico on fire and then stomping it out to put the fire out. It was a bit too offensive for many. A show about nothing sure stirred up something.
Did you see that?
Maude. Before Bea Arthur became one of the Golden Girls, she was Maude on the CBS sitcom of the same name. The 1970s show never shied away from controversial topics of the time, and its lead was a liberal and outspoken middle-aged woman. The episode that really rocked audiences and caused many discussions at the water cooler was when Maude decided to get an abortion. After accidentally getting pregnant from a night of drinking with her husband, the 47-year-old Maude decides that she's already raised her children, and that an abortion is the only logical choice for her. Although the topic of abortion is still one of the most controversial topics today, the episode of Maude aired just 2 months prior to the Supreme Court decision to make abortion legal in the US. The episode was groundbreaking in the subject, but also in the way it was handled, allowing the lead character to do something that some considered villainous. It was a courageous move for CBS and the always gutsy Bea Arthur, and it remains a benchmark in television history. The X-Files. The X-Files had many episodes that were terrifying and provided some gore on occasion. The 4th season episode Home was the first to earn a viewer's discretion advised warning before the episode due to its unsettling subject matter and violent content. Mulder and Scully travel to a town called Home, Pennsylvania after hearing about the death of an infant who had severe birth defects. Once they arrive at the strange town and meet the Peacock family of 3 brothers, they first believe the baby was a product of a kidnapped woman and one of the brothers who raped her. They soon discover that the family has a history of inbreeding, and the woman who's giving birth to the babies is their mother. Disturbing content includes the discovery that the baby was buried alive, and the Peacock brothers killing a sheriff. The episode was a whirlwind of madness. With incest and multiple instances of murder, there was plenty of controversy in the hour-long episode. Even with the controversial material, many critics applauded the disturbing tale and compared it to the films of David Lynch and Tobe Hooper. Not many viewers ended up complaining about the episode, and it became a rating success. This is probably due to the show's general adult nature, or because the episode provided plenty of warning prior to the airing. Home still stands as one of the most unnerving episodes on primetime TV. Hannibal. Bringing a character like Hannibal Lecter to television seems like trouble. The cannibalistic serial killer may not be someone viewers want to see each week in the comfort of their own home. The controversial episode F of Hannibal was not aired by NBC, but not because of the liver-loving Lecter. A string of murders in a small town seems to be connected in some way. Each of the families is murdered after one of their children went missing. Criminal profiler Will searches for answers. He discovers that the abducted children are the ones murdering their own families. Molly Shannon guest stars as the woman who abducted the children and brainwashed them to commit the crime. She wanted them to eliminate their own families and be part of the new ones. The episode was pulled after it was set to air not long after the Boston Marathon bombing and the Sandy Hook Elementary School tragedy. Although the episode wasn't any more violent than the show in general, showrunner Brian Fuller didn't feel right about airing an episode with such a premise that not even Hannibal would find appetizing. The episode never aired on NBC but was cut for webisodes on their website. Sometimes fiction doesn't need to spark memories of real-life tragedies. Saint Elsewhere. Series finales will never please everyone. Audiences grow a certain connection with characters and storylines. While plenty were fuming with the final episode of Seinfeld, The Sopranos, and Dexter, there didn't seem to be anyone who liked the final episode of Saint Elsewhere. The NBC show introduced us all to Denzel Washington and Mark Harmon. It was gritty, realistic, and emotional, and adored by fans who certainly became entranced by the characters and their interactions. After 6 seasons of following these medical professionals, audiences were hit with the biggest blow imaginable. It was all in the mind of an autistic child. It's true. Season after season of heartbreak and intrigue, after years of characters warming into the hearts of viewers, they zoom out to see the hospital is inside of a snow globe that the character of Tommy is holding. His father mentions how hard it is to connect with him because he's always just off in his own world. Yeah, that world was a series audiences had dedicated themselves to for 6 seasons. Sure, all TV shows come from the mind of someone, but audiences get to revel in the phony reality of it all. The finale of Saint Elsewhere was just cruel. Ellen DeGeneres is one of the most likable and beloved celebrities thanks to her entertaining talk show and her role as Dory in Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. She also happens to be a lesbian, but no one seems to factor that in anymore. However, back in 1997, her sexuality seemed like a much bigger deal, especially for advertisers. Although there were speculations that DeGeneres herself was a homosexual, it was never brought up, as her thinly veiled character Ellen Morgan typically dated men on the show. Before the episode in which Ellen Morgan and DeGeneres herself came out, advertisers pulled their ads and religious groups complained. Nonetheless, the audiences wanted to see the big moment, and the episode garnered exceptional ratings and multiple awards. It seemed audiences had made so much progress on the topic of homosexuality that the producers and star worried for nothing. However, as the show continued, many stopped tuning in, and there were even claims that the show had become quote-unquote too gay. Sadly, the sweet sitcom was canceled not too long after. Pokémon. For an animated kids show, Pokémon has had quite a few controversial episodes. There were episodes that displayed violent images and some that were just uncomfortable. The episode that made this list is named Cyber Soldier Porygon. In the episode, Ash and friends go to a Pokémon Center and find that the Pokéball transmitting device is on the fritz, so they decide to go inside of the machine. This causes an insane acid trip of imagery that provoked epileptic seizures for a number of viewers. The episode never aired in the US because of the health risk associated with watching the footage. After the airing, Pokémon went on a 4-month hiatus to regroup. Even though the episode never aired in America, Pokémon Shock became widely known in the States, inspiring parodies in episodes of The Simpsons and South Park.
Okay, what if we cover his face with a paper bag?
South Park. The reason for South Park's entire existence often seems to be to offend people. There are more than enough episodes of the Comedy Central long-running series to point at for controversy, but the 2-part 200 and 201 are the best by far. The episode makes fun of seemingly every celebrity despised by Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
What am I doing? Just having some fun, Cholo!
Tom Cruise made a return in this episode after the infamous Trapped in the Closet episode, which mocked both Scientology and Cruise's questionable sexuality. This time, Cruise works at a fudge packing company because South Park never claimed to be subtle. Cruise wants to meet Muhammad and enlists the kids to orchestrate the meeting. The episode continues with ginger kids placing bombs around South Park, threatening to blow up the entire town if they do not give them Muhammad instead. Needless to say, this enraged the Islamic religion. The episode was censored when it aired, but that didn't stop people's complaints. 200 and 201 are not available for streaming from any of the streaming companies, even those that carry every other episode of South Park. The episode can only be viewed in its uncensored entirety on DVD and Blu-ray. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a TV show that garners more controversial material in a single episode than most of the other shows on our list combined. The episode Unbound, Unbent, Unbroken infuriated many critics and viewers. It had a gratuitous rape scene that they believed had gone too far. Game of Thrones pushes the envelope often, and in the case of this episode, the envelope was pushed clear off the table. This particular episode involved the character of Sansa being raped by her fiendish husband on their wedding night. This scene triggered an outcry due to the mishandling of the situation and how it veered too far away from how Sansa's story is depicted in the book. With this controversial episode of Game of Thrones, there were no winners. We'd like to thank VideoBlocks for sponsoring this video and want to tell you more about all the great stuff they offer. VideoBlocks has the largest unlimited download library of stock video, After Effects, and motion backgrounds on the web. They have over $10 million in content. With a VideoBlocks membership, you get access to over 2 million clips for 40% off per clip compared to competitive sites. You also get over 100,000 free clips included with your membership as well. This is because VideoBlocks takes 0% commission on its sales, passing all the savings on to its members. Sign up for a 7-day free trial and you can download 140 pieces of content. You can also sign up for their annual plan, which is only $149 for unlimited access to their library. All memberships come with a $100 royalty-free agreement. Even if you cancel your membership, your agreement is still valid and you can use your downloaded content for commercial use forever. To get started with VideoBlocks, be sure to click the link in the description box below, or go to www.videoblocks.com/YouTube to get started with this exclusive offer. So there you have it, the 10 most controversial TV episodes of all time. What do you think of our list? Were there any that surprised you? Tell us what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.